If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to show your support. Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and today I'm going to be talking about two different trailers for new games that's being released. Two different RPGs that are pretty heavily based around Shibuya, Japan. And those two games are going to be The World Ends With You Neo, or Neo The World Ends With You, and Persona 5 Strikers. I'm just going to call it The World Ends With You 2. In terms of that game, it's completely new, it hasn't been released anywhere, but Persona 5 Striker has actually been released in Japan already. This is more of a localization for the rest of the world and all that stuff, an English version. So that, America, we could actually play it without having to read it in Japanese. And I did play the Japanese demo on an older video, so if you want to see what it looks like, then you could go ahead and watch that. But I mean, if you don't know Japanese, you're not going to understand what's going on. But yeah, in terms of The World Ends With You 2, that's completely new. So I'm going to start with, The World Ends With You Neo, since that's the completely new thing. So, we're going to be having a new main character, and his name is Rindo, and he might have the power to see the future. I don't know, that's what the trailer is kind of implying. We don't know too much about him, but yeah, his name is Rindo, and he actually has the face mask, and Tetsuya Nomura said that he didn't even know that face masks would be as big as they are right now when he designed Rindo, because if you ever seen Japan, videos of Japan and stuff like that, you'll see that some people just have face masks for, they just wear them. But, yeah, so Rindo, and he also kind of looks like Roxas from Kingdom Hearts, kind of sort of. He has, the, hairstyle kind of like that. His hair comes out back a bit more than Roxas, but you can see the Roxas in that design. I can see why a lot of people compare it to Roxas. And, unlike the first The World Ends With You, this game is going to be completely in 3D. So, the last game was a DS game. So of course that was in 2D and used the touchscreen to control things and all that stuff. But this game is going to be fully 3D. This game is coming out for the Nintendo Switch and PS4. So it's not a Nintendo exclusive this time. It's coming out for the PS4 as well. And yeah, it's fully 3D. That includes the whole overworld, and that includes the battles as well. And from what I'm seeing in the battles, it looks like you will have 3 to 4 people at a time. I'm not sure if you control all of them. The last game you control, both of your characters, in one you'll have 2 characters, and you control both of them, but I'm not sure if you'll control all of them in this game. And obviously you won't be using touchscreen gestures for this game, because, this is a console game. So, the battle system is going to be pretty different, but they still use the pins with special powers and all that stuff. Anyway, so yeah, other than Rindo, we have other people joining the party. We have a full party in this game. We have Fret, Nagi, and Minamimoto. So, Minamimoto is actually an interesting case because he was actually in the first The World Ends With You. So, I didn't fully finish the first game, but I have played enough to know that he is from the first game. He was the game master of Week 2. And he, his riddles and clues and stuff like that were usually math equations and math riddles or whatever. He's a huge math guy. I haven't beaten him yet or anything, but he used to be a villain, but it seems like now he's going to be, on your side, on your party. So, I'm not really, I guess maybe he turns good at the end of the first game. I'm not sure. Nobody spoil it for me, please. But, yeah, he's actually going to be a main party member now. So, that's actually pretty cool. So, most of the cast is pretty new, but it's cool to see that we have someone from the first game coming in. And we also have a Reaper from the first game, which is Koki Karia. And Koki Karia was, he was usually with this other Reaper, this lady, but I don't know where she is. But yeah, this guy, he seems to be returning and, helping out with the Reaper's game and all of that. I'm not really getting into what The World Ends With You is, because, I mean, if you are interested in the sequel, you probably know what it is already. But if you want more of an explanation of what it is, I have a video on that too, actually. So you can check that out. But, yeah, so basically it seems like some of the Reapers are going to be returning, and there's going to be some new Reapers as well. And we also have Sugumi, which was this girl that seems to have come from the extra content that was added in the mobile and Nintendo Switch versions of The World Ends With You. We don't really know that much about her, but she's going to be appearing in the game, so that's technically another character from the first game. And yeah, the game's going to be fully 3D. It looks like the cutscenes are gonna be in a comic book style. It's gonna be more dynamic than just having the character portraits. I mean, the original one was good still, but it looks like it's gonna be comic panels, and they're gonna be changing and stuff like that. And also, it seems like there's going to be dialogue in the middle of battles too, so that's pretty cool as well. That always makes things a lot better. And it looks like the current game master for this game is Shiba. We don't really know who he is, obviously. He's a completely new guy, so we'll see what he brings to the table. It's coming out in the summer of 2021, so it's actually not too far away. And as I said before, it's coming out for both Switch and PS4. So I don't know if they're gonna port the World Ends With You to PlayStation 4 at some point, but the first game is on Nintendo Switch and mobile, or you could play the original DS version if you want. But yeah, and now on to the next game, which is Persona 5 Strikers. In Japan, it's called Persona 5 Scramble Shinobi. No, not Shinobi Strikers. My bad. Persona 5 Scramble Phantom Strikers. It seems like for this version they just call it Persona 5 Strikers. But yeah, so basically this is a Persona Warriors game, or Musou game. I did also make a video on this game you could watch. It was before the game released, of course, but pretty much has the same ideas. You'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it actually seems pretty different from some of the Warriors games. I mean, it still has the RPG elements where you go in your menu and you choose your commands based on your persona. Obviously, when you're just Joker or whoever you're playing as, you'll just be fighting as you usually do in a Warriors game. But when you go get your persona abilities, you go in the menu and you choose, and you will usually have like a radius of where you can use that attack. And they also have the all-out attacks and all that stuff. It's usually like a weak point smash or whatever that's mechanic is called in the Warriors games. And it also seems to be a continuation of the original Persona 5. It doesn't seem to be a continuation of Persona 5 Royals, so that means that Kazumi and Maruki are probably not going to be in this game, along with any of the other additions they added to Persona 5 Royal. It seems it's going to be based on the original Persona 5 that came out. No Kazumi, no resurrections of anyone, all that stuff. So this basically takes place, obviously after the first game, and Joker comes back to visit LeBlanc and all that stuff in that part of Japan during the summer, so everyone's out of school. And there seems like there's going to be like new party members. Obviously there's going to be the AI Sophie, which was in the demo. Obviously again, you could go watch the demo if you want to. She's in there already. So we already know that she's going to be a new party member, but I think there's also going to be this guy with a suit with long hair. Apparently he's going to be a party member too. I haven't looked too deep into the story of the game because I actually want to play this, so I don't want to be like spoiled. But it seems like he's also going to become a party member as well. You can watch the intro, he's in there, so I guess it's not much of a spoiler, but I don't know how it happens. And I mean, he's like the first adult to be a Phantom Thief, so that's going to be pretty interesting because it's been all teenagers before, so it'll bring a different dynamic. But who knows? Maybe for DLC they'll add Kazumi and Akechi. Maybe I could see them adding those two characters as just DLC characters. Maybe not adding anything to the story, but just you can play as them and all that stuff. Or should I say, Kazumi or Violet. There's more to her if you know about the royal stuff. But yeah, I feel like maybe they will add some sort of DLC story thing with royal characters, somehow bringing them in. But yeah, they're not going to be in the base game, so don't expect to see any royal characters in there. It's just going to be based on the original Persona 5. Yeah, so it looks like apparently the villains are stealing people's desires. I'm not sure how it all works. If you remember Persona 5, the original, the metaverse was apparently destroyed and all that stuff, or shut down. So I'm not really sure how it really works, but it seems like whoever this villain is, they're taking the desires of people, obviously probably the bad desires, and it seems like maybe they're forming them, like putting them all together to form these crazy monsters and all that stuff. And of course you're still fighting the shadows, aka personas, and so this game is going to be coming out in February, so that's also not too far away. 2021, of course. So yeah, we got oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this game actually got leaked earlier. So the official trailer came out very recently, but the localization got leaked already, so I mean, we already knew that this game was coming to the US. But yeah, it's been actually a while since the Japanese game came out, so this is actually good that they're finally bringing the game to the rest of the world, because people were beginning to lose hope and were thinking that it's going to be Japanese only, which would have sucked because it's like a canon sequel to Persona 5. But yeah, so we got two really cool games in addition to everything else that's coming out in 2021. We got The World Ends With You 2 and basically Persona 5 2, like two huge games, huge, really stylish games that take place in Shibuya coming out in 2021. So like that's pretty cool, and the Persona 5 fans will finally get something to do on the Nintendo Switch. Maybe they'll get into The World Ends With You. Hopefully that would be cool, but yeah, they're gonna finally get something. Not the full game. Hopefully they bring Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal to Switch at some point, but we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got today. That's all the new releases, upcoming releases that's coming, and both coming out on PS4 and Switch. And yeah, hopefully those are really good. I'll be seeing you guys next time.